Hi, I'm Jason Scherer from Alamo, California, and I've been racing the King of the Hammer style Ultra 4 racing for 9 years now. Started off in the rock crawling world and loved riding dirt bikes, and had a couple of friends that were racing in Baja, and so I got to do a little desert racing. And then when they brought this event together where it was a little desert, a little short course, and a little rock crawling, I was like, wow, that's going to be a fun series. So we've been chasing it for 9 years now. And I started with ARB probably in 2002 when we started doing the rock crawling. I had them on my CJ that we were taking on the Rubicon and Fordyce trails all the time, and they were great because you could turn them off and drive them on the street like a normal car. And then when you got in the tough sections and you wanted to lock it in and have everything 100% locked, it was just that easy. And so it made a lot of sense when we started competing in this to have the same scenario. And you know, it even plays out at a track here where you go into a corner and you need the differential to work instead of just being four-wheel drive, where it would just plow all four tires at the same speed through a corner. Then you flip it off in the front to go through the short course, you get to the rocks, you turn it back on, and you have full everything locked up pulling through the rocks. In the past, you know, we would the cars would never really exceed a certain amount of horsepower. We were rock crawling and we had torque and we'd lower the gear ratios and everything, but we'd make it through, and then we'd have a little problem, and the engineers in Australia would work on a solution and make it stronger, and then we'd add horsepower. I mean, we went from 4-cylinder VW motors to, you know, crazy high horsepower pack fab, you know, 700 horse engines. So you know, they've evolved all the way along the way, and now they've got the RD99 competition edition that we've ran for the last 2 years, and they even made an upgrade to it. And you know, what's neat about them is they call you and say, hey, we figured out a little oiling thing trick that we could do to make them better. Ship yours back in and we'll send you the newer version, so that they're keeping their race teams with all the new stuff, and it trickles down into what they're building for the customer. So it's a really neat like circle that the racing is actually developing the parts for them, for the guys on the trails. So it's great, and it's nice to work with companies like that.